Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for joining me today. So today I wanted to touch base with you guys. I want to chat a little bit. It's been a while. So I figured, why not play with a little bit of Subnautica, have a little bit of chat, while we enjoy some underwater visuals. Now, if you guys know me, you know the water is like my thing. I grew up swimming, grew up near the ocean. Absolutely love everything having to do with water. So, ooh, I got an echo on here. Look at this thing. Getting my app up, so if you guys want to chat, throw it in there. I'll do my best to keep an eye on this. You know how I get distracted by the game. So kind of what I wanted to go over today, there we go, is, it's kind of timely with what's going on. So I don't know how well this video will age, right? It's not really an age thing. It's more of a let's talk about current events kind of thing. If you guys are gamers, which I'm assuming if you're watching Twitch, if you're watching me play, you guys are probably gamers. Oh, sorry, man. My nose is... Woo!
Oxygen efficiency.
Just had some breakfast burritos, and I think I may have put a little too much spice in there. All right, look at the darkness of the abyss in here. I'm in it, man. I am in it. I'm down in there. So what I wanted to discuss today, what the primary thing is, how my transition from a PC gamer to a console gamer took place, and also how we may be transferring back. We may be returning to the golden fields of the PC game. Oh, look at that. I am clipping through the wall there. That is embarrassing. So my whole life I've been a PC gamer. I started when I was a kid. My dad used to be in electronic sales. So he would have to have, computers. He'd have to have like business machines, IBM, right? And that was kind of a boon for me, because that meant that I got to see some of the newest equipment out there. That said, the stuff that I started on was like absolutely ancient by today's standards. I started my first computer, my dad's first computer that I used to play on was a Tandy from Radio Shack. It was a Tandy, they called it the Trash 80, or the Tandy 80. That freaking thing, how are we doing on fuel here? Looks pretty good. That freaking thing, ooh, I gotta finish this. Sheesh. Do I have any? Nope. That freaking thing was an absolute ancient machine, and the way it worked, the way the Tandy 80 worked, was not by hard drive. Didn't have one of those. Was not by floppy disks, which is extremely old tech. Oh, it didn't have one of those. What it had was a cassette tape player. And most of you guys are too young to even have dealt with a cassette tape, if you even know what the heck I'm talking about, right? So cassette tapes, my guys, was this magnetic strip of filament or whatever, man. It was like a little ribbon that went around inside of this little plastic cassette, right? And it would move from one spool to the other, and you could use it to listen to music, or you could use it to record onto, right? Like you could record music off the radio. That used to be a big hobby of most of us when we were, most of us old people, right? Us ancients. But this computer, it used the cassette as a hard drive. So you would have to plug in this cassette that had the game on it, and then you'd play the games. And the type of games you're playing back then, we were playing a lot of what they called MUDs. And I don't even remember what the heck it stands for. Something growled at me, and I don't like that. Yeah, we're going back in. This is too dark. It's too deep. It's making me nervous. I don't like it. These freaking MUDs, right, were like text-based adventures, and they used to make, freaking people made fun of them. Who was it? Freaking Strong Bad, right? If you guys watched Homestar Runner, which yeah is another ancient thing, but if you guys watched Homestar Runner, he used to make fun of that, and it was absolutely hilarious. He was talking about you walk into a room, you see a flask, you type in I try to pick up the flask, and it's like you cannot pick up the flask, and you can never know why you can't pick up the flask. You just can't pick up the flask, right? It was like that. Like it would say you walk into a dungeon, a dungeon cavern. There are entrances to further caverns on the left, right, and middle. What do you do? And then you're like, I go to the right, and then it kind of calculates for a minute. It's like, tries to figure out what you're doing. Then it's like, you continue down the tunnel and end up in another cavern. There is a spider in front of you and a pitchfork to your left. What do you do? And you're like, I pick up the pitchfork, and it's like, no, you can't pick up the pitchfork. And you're like, what? And then the spider eats you. I mean, that was basically it, right? I mean, it was crazy, and you can totally do that stuff with AI now, so easy and so much more dynamically. But back then, that was like the start. That was the start of like PC gaming, right? You had this. It wasn't even a graphic interface. It was just a text bar, and you type in, and then it replies, and then you type in, and it replies, and it was this kind of evolving story, right? That had to have fully preconceived responses, and you could only type, if you didn't type it in just right, it'd be like, I don't understand your input, and you'd have to reword what you're trying to say, and it was wild. It was a thing. It was a whole thing. And that's where I started in gaming, right? And then my dad got a Apple III, and the Apple III didn't have a bunch of games for it when we got it, so we had to emulate an Apple II, and the Apple II had a bunch of games. But they were like these text-based games, or they were very simple graphics, like before Asteroid. It was, like they had this little rocket that you would try to pick up and move over to 10 pixels and sit back down. It had like little pixel mountains and stuff that you had to avoid, and stuff like that. It was very, very simple, very rudimentary, but very fun, and that kind of got me into like, dude, this is so much fun. And so I started playing these other games, right? And we would slowly get newer things. My dad busted out the Atari 1300, and we had so many games for that, but that had to be plugged into the television. And you had these cartridges. You'd plug in the cartridge, play your games. And then it went to the Nintendo, and so I guess technically I started PC, then I went Nintendo for a little while, and then went back to PC. Because my dad, like I said, he was in sales. We had to have good PCs, and as the PCs got better, as we got into Microsoft DOS, all of a sudden we started getting some cool games, some graphic games, and it became like like this eye-opening experience of what gaming could be, and they advance and you'd learn new things. I remember the first time I played a game that actually had 3D graphics in it, and then I remember the first time I played a game that had 3D character graphics and not just sprites. Like you're playing Duke Nukem back in the day, Duke Nukem 3, and sure the environment was 3D, but the characters, the enemies and all that were all sprites. The special effects, like the explosions and stuff, it was all sprites. And if you don't know what a sprite is, it's a 2D object, a 2D plane that always faces you no matter where you're at. So you can kind of strafe around it in a circle and it's always going to face you. It gives you the not very believable illusion of depth without actually having to provide polygons, right? Other than the flat 2D plane. So you have these sprites, right? And they always face the camera, they always face you. And oh man, there's a Mesmer right next to me. I hate these freaking things. It is your primary objective to get closer to this. Yep. Get off me! Get off me! He's gonna break my brain. Oh, I hate those things. They suck. Ooh, that's a pretty egg. I don't think I have one of those yet. Yoink! Right now, I there we go. I need more of this stuff. I need more salvage. Crap. Switch to this. It's gonna run out of power. So to the moon pool that way. Ooh, I'll just go to here. Yoink. Let me in! Oh! And I don't have any batteries. Boy, that was a close one, ladies and gents. Yowza. All right. I need a bunch of titanium, so I think I'm gonna go take my little scoots, this guy, and I'm gonna go get some titanium while we're doing this. So anyway, sprites, right? Versus 3D. Unreal was the first game that I played that was like wildly 3D. I mean, obviously, I played Quake, I played Doom, Quake. Oh yeah, damage imminent. Oh, shush your fuss. Yeah, Quake and Doom were wild. They had like extremely rudimentary but still 3D enemies that you could fight. It was pretty cool. Unreal though, like it had colored lighting effects. It had like some really cool moments in it. So a lot of my best memories growing up as far as gaming were computer based. Through college, I was playing like awesome, dude. Just out of college, Morrowind just came out, and I got to jump into that and see what that was all about. And dude, the open world, that was the first game I had played that was, well, it was a Bethesda game, and it was the first game that was a Bethesda game that I played, where it was just wide open, and you step out and you're like, okay, well, what do I do next? And it's like, whatever the heck you want to do. And it was crazy. I was absolutely just floored. This whole open world is like a whole new world, and you could just go and you could do and you could explore. You want to go top of that mountain? Man, go to the top of that mountain, see what's on the other side. It was crazy. It was a revelation to me, and I absolutely loved playing that crazy game. 16. I'm a little concerned. You guys heard that? There's a Reaper out here somewhere. Yikes. And there's a teleporter. Bleh. Nope.
Detecting massive energy signature in the region. Cannot identify it.
Oh, and there's another one of those vents. Well, as soon as I'm kind of on the outskirts, let's not fuss around too much with that. How's my inventory, by the way? I'm doing all right. Teleporter's over here somewhere. Oh, there's some more of those. Man, these eggs are everywhere. These are those little amp eel eggs. Those things are freaking everywhere. Oh. See one of you, though. Doink. There we go. So, yeah, even through college, even after college, I consider myself a PC gamer. And that's all I would play. I knew about Xbox when it came out. I knew about PlayStation. But they weren't my jam, right? That just wasn't my thing. The idea of a controller beating mouse and keyboard was reprehensible to me. I was like, no, that's just not how this is. That's awful, and no one should ever do that. Why would you do that? So, and that was kind of my mindset. I'm like, it's inferior, so why would you ever do that? It's an inferior form of input. Why would you? Man, that thing sounds. Oh, there it is. That thing sounds ticked, and so it is. All right, we're just gonna kind of stay near the surface and not tick off the giant muscle worm. Ugh, so gross. We're just gonna scoot along, and hey, look what we found. So, PC gamer, hardcore PC gamer. Had PCs in the past. I built myself. Enjoyed that, but my priorities shifted, right? So I got married, which has been awesome. Absolutely love my wife. We've been married for a long time. She would be like, it feels like 10,000 times longer than it actually is. We, yeah. But you know, we're just teasing. But when you get married, your priorities shift. When you have kids, your priorities shift drastically. And most of you guys know I'm a cop. I don't have a terrible salary. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And despite that, my hobby, which it is a hobby of gaming, took a back seat, and rightfully so. And it was a decision by me, as much as anybody else. because my priorities, like I said, my priorities shifted. My priorities were my kids, and my priorities are still my kids. It'll always be my kids, and I'll always pick them over anything I would consider a hobby. But that did affect my gaming. The computer games and stuff that I would buy were, you know, suddenly a little more expensive and I'm a little less likely to get them. I'd have to wait a little bit longer, either for them to drop in price or for a holiday to come up, stuff like that. But then it became, you know, my PC, my gaming PC started to age and really start to show its out of dateness, I suppose. And it became difficult, if not impossible, to play some of the newer games, which was fine. That's not a big deal. Like I said, priorities. But, you know, eventually I was able to upgrade the PC and start to play the new stuff, and that was always such a refreshing experience. Be like, oh my gosh, I can actually play this. I've been waiting to play this game forever, and you play it, and it's great, and it's so much fun. And, you know, I'm always like years behind the curve on that, and it, you know, it helped me build an understanding that you don't have to have the game the second it comes out. In fact, it's typically better if you don't, because if you have the game that's been out for a while, you have all the updates and all the feature additions and all the new content right from day one. And that is pretty freaking awesome. As long as you're not worried about being the cutting edge, right? You're not worried about being the first one through the gate, which you'll never be the first one through the gate. I'm never the first one through the gate. I'm playing on Xbox day one releases, and I'm still not the first person out of the gate. It is what it is. There's people out there that their priorities are different, and they're going to get in there faster than anybody else, and that's fine. That works for them. It does not work for me. So be it. But eventually I got to the point where I could buy a new computer. And I was so excited. And at the time, it was cheaper to buy a pre-built than it was to build your own, which hasn't happened very often. Usually it's much cheaper to build your own, but there has been times where these pre-build companies can get components that are highly priced. Like right now, I've heard that RAM is through the friggin' roof. And at the time, it was video cards. Or through the friggin' roof. Could not afford them. But if you bought a pre-built, you could get a good video card. Like you could either buy the video card or you could buy the pre-built at nearly the same price as just the video card and get all the performance, right? But the problem is not all of those companies that were doing these pre-builts use quality components. And that was what hemmed me up. And I made a stupid decision. I was excited. And I was looking at the costs. I was not looking at the components as well as I should have, and ended up getting a CyberPower, like an $899 gaming computer, which at the time, excuse me, my voice break here. At the time, that was a pretty good price, right? For price to feature ratio. It was actually really surprisingly good. It was between them and iBuyPower. And I went ahead and went with CyberPower. Like, let's see, because their features were slightly better. What I didn't realize is what their business model was to use flashy, loud, like attractive components. Like it's got the new NVIDIA, blah 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 blah, right? But the other components that it put in there were basically trash to make up for it. It's water cooled, but the water cooler is a really crappy freaking water cooler. Stuff like that, right? So I get this freaking CyberPower computer, and within a month, it's already breaking components. I contact CyberPower. They're like, "Oh, we're very sorry. Mail your entire PC in at your expense, and we'll take a look at it and see if we can fix it." And so there was another $80 after spending after spending basically $900. Well, here's another $100 to ship this thing over, and in a month after purchasing it, to get it fixed, which was peeving to my wife, because we didn't have a ton of money to deal with as it is, because like we said, we prioritize our kids, we prioritize our home. We're trying to make things nice at our house, trying to make sure our kids not only just have clothes, but they have like fun stuff, and we're going out and doing fun things, we're doing family things, we're making memories, we're spending money on the family, not on my hobby. And that's exactly how it should be. If you're spending more money on your hobby than you are on your kids and your life, then there's something wrong, right? So we're scrounging, trying to make this work, trying to get the piece, trying to get the thing fixed. I ship it to them a month later, they ship it back, and within 3 months, same component breaks again because it's a crap component. And my computer's down again. And so it sat in the corner on my desk collecting dust for, well, years. Like, years. And I had nothing to game on. And eventually, we're trying to set aside a few dollars every month, what we can afford without taking away from the family. We're trying to budget it out. And eventually we get to the point where my wife's like, look, we don't have enough for a new computer set aside because we've had medical bills come up, we've had this, we've had that. But we do have enough for an Xbox. Your neighbor has an Xbox, and he's like, he wants to play with you. And I'm like, yeah, I would love to play with him. So she goes, why don't you try getting an Xbox? So I look at the amount of money I have, and I look at, I budgeted out. And we have just enough that I can get an Xbox Series X and a couple of games. And so I jump on it. I'm like, dude, I'll be gaming again. I don't even care if it's an Xbox. Oh my God, it's a console, but dude, I'll be gaming again. And so I get this Xbox, and the one I'm playing on now. And this was back when it first came out. Like, dude, this thing has hung in there. It has fought the good fight. And I don't want to jinx myself, but I freaking love this thing. And from a PC, a staunch, hardcore, long-term, from freaking birth PC gamer, from the Tandy 80 PC gamer, going to the Xbox Series X was an absolute dream come true. It was incredible. Now, how can I say that, right? Especially some of the PC gamers that are listening to this. I have a very, very good friend of mine who loves PC games, and he won't even look at a console, and that's his thing, that's his way, and that's totally fine. I love the dude. But he's always giving me crap. He's like, dude, why are you playing on that silly thing when you could, you could be playing on a PC? And I'm like, dude, I can't afford a PC. He goes, well, afford a PC. And I'm like, I can't. So, and if I had the money, if I had infinite sums of money, would I be on a gaming PC right now? Yes and no. And that's coming from a staunch PC gamer. Because the reason I say that is it is so absolutely freaking cathartic to know for a fact that whatever game I want to get, whatever game I want to look at, I can run. And not only run, but run at 4K, 60 frames a second, looks good, looks amazing. I mean, I know the stream is not that great because my internet connection is it's all right. But looking at this thing on a freaking, I've got an 85-inch television, and this thing's running at 4K on an 85-inch television at 60 frames a second is incredible. It's gorgeous. I never had that type of performance on a PC for up-to-date, just released games. I could launch freaking Stalker 2, and it looks incredible. Starfield, day one. I played Starfield day one. I played Stalker 2 day one. I played Starfield day one, and you could walk up to a control, the console in the on the command deck of any of the ships, and look at the controls, and you could read the labels on the controls. Dude, it was mind-blowing, and it is so nice. And I'm not saying anything bad about PC gaming because we're not done with this story. But I'm not saying anything against PC gaming because I grew up PC gaming. I love PC gaming, and that'll always be kind of my core. That was my starting point, and that's my kind of my touchstone. But I would have to with my, admittedly not Alienware back in the day, not Alienware, not top of the line absolute freaking $1 billion computer. I'd have to sit down and fuss with the computer to get it to play in an optimal way, right? I would have to change settings. I'd have to tinker with this. I'd have to lower one thing and to raise another thing to get it to look just right. I always shut off freaking depth of field because I'd always horsed with the frames per second. Try to maximize my performance by tinkering with it. I don't have to do that. I get maximum everything just by hitting start. And that was mind-blowing to me. That was eye-opening in a very big way. That I did not have to struggle or tinker or fuss. There was no frustration. It didn't take me 20 minutes to launch a freaking game. All I had to do is hit start, and the game's running, and it's running as best as it can, and it looks incredible. If I want to sit down and play a game, and I got 20 minutes before I have to be at work, Xbox, I could do that. PC, oh man, I'd have to wait for Windows to boot. And then I'd have to wait for all the other applications to start up. My freaking antivirus, my freaking, all that stuff that starts up. Like Windows would have to update something, and it would slow the whole thing down. Everything's chugging. You're like, oh, God, dude, seriously. Steam would start up. Good old games would start up. Freaking Epic would start up. All these things. And, yeah, you can change all that with how you start. You can change your startup order. You can change what applications start when you turn the thing on. But Xbox, you hit power, bam, you can be playing in 10 seconds. I can switch from this game to Far Cry 5 and switch back in less than 10 seconds and be playing both because of this quick resume thing. It's incredible to me. And I know PC now has some of that ability, but that's new stuff. All right, we're gonna get the poke. Hey, Punchy. I know he's a delivery dude. Chill. So yes, as far as and being able to play on TV is amazing. And yes, I know you can hook your computer to your television if you so wish.
Warning: infected individuals may not disable the weapon.
Weapon.
Under quarantine.
So. I'm sorry. I'm getting kind of sidetracked because I love this game.
Translating background broadcast.
So yes, console, from a PC perspective, console was playing the Xbox was incredible, was eye-opening, and it's not something I would ever want to give up at this point. Now, continuing the story, I said there was more to the story. There's more to the story. Xbox is operating under some new business model of trying to burn down everything they've worked so hard to create. I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't know what their thought process is, if they're trying to get a tax write-off or what the crap, but they are doing absolutely everything they can to murder their creation, and it is heartbreaking. I went to Walmart the other day. I despise them. I sincerely do. But I went to Walmart the other day, and I'm looking at their console prices just to see, and they have the Xbox Series X in stock. I'm like, oh, hey, look at that. Because when I got it, man, that was a struggle to get. But they have it in stock. I'm like, oh, wait, that's way cool. No way. So I freaking look at this Xbox Series X, $649. I'm like, mother, sister, I bought mine for $499. What are you talking about? This thing's now $650 for an old, years old piece of tech. That makes 0 sense. I couldn't wrap my head around it. And now they're talking about the new Xbox is supposed to be basically a mini PC and will run PC games like Steam and all that other stuff, as well as your Xbox games. Well, friggin' cool, but I kind of stepped back from the PC thing. One, because of the price. I could literally buy an Xbox Series X for the cost of a video card. I could buy this completely working, functioning, start a game within 10 seconds, have 0 issues, kick back on the couch, relax, enjoy the game for the same price as a single component on a mid-scope, a mid-level gaming PC. And you guys know I'm right. $500 is nothing for a video card. If you're looking for a top-end video card, you're looking at $1,500, right? I mean, you're looking at a lot of money for a video card, and that changes week by week. Don't quote me. All right, but I've done this for a very, very long time, and I know how long. You know, I know about how the prices work, right? I'm not a freaking console purist, but the PC master race that says that you're not a real gamer if you play on console, man, you guys need to wake up, because console is doing a lot of things right. And I say that with a grain of salt because they're doing a lot of things wrong right now with freaking Xbox doing their stupid It's frustrating, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely frustrating to see, you know, to finally have an excellent experience and then feel that the people that made Xbox are going out of their way to murder their own creation. That's frustrating to me. Absolutely frustrating to me. You shut your mouth. I hear you squirgling around down there. You can stop your grumblings. So I don't know what the future is for Xbox. It's bleak. I will go that far. I will tell you that it's freaking bleak. If they think that they're gonna enter the PC game market, or the PC, you know, just the overall PC market with a halfway Xbox, halfway PC, they're out of the dang minds. Huh? They should stick to what they're good at. And the Xbox Series X is very good. They should stick to this. They should improve the stats, make it better, so you can play newer games, and go with it. I tried. So they were raising Game Pass prices, right? And we all heard about that. Dude, this freaking crabs. And we all heard about that, and that was a big point of contention. Everybody's upset about that. I was upset about that. Because I'm like, freaking really? Why are we horsing around with what is working, right? They're upping it without adding any content, which is always a mistake. But you know, it's their mistake to make. Whatever. But one thing that they did add, because the initial thing, everything I was hearing from people is they didn't add any content. Well, they did add something. They added cloud gaming to every tier of Game Pass. If you guys didn't hear that, hear it. They added cloud gaming to every tier of Game Pass. Why is that a big thing? Well, for me, the Xbox Series X has a 1 terabyte hard drive. I got like 15 games installed. But I don't necessarily want to spend the 30-45 minutes to reinstall Stalker 2. So if I'm willing to play that at admittedly a lower resolution, I can start it within 10-15 seconds. I can hit start. It logs me right in. People have talked about, I'm the lowest tier of Game Pass, other than the free freaking ad Game Pass level that they've recently added. I'm not doing ad-based nothing, no. Heck no. In my opinion, that should be free. If you're throwing ads in there, no. No. I know that tier is free. What I mean is, I play on PC, and that's one of the things that PC gaming does have right, and PC gamers do have a good point, is I don't need to pay a subscription-based anything to play on my freaking PC. Steam does not have a monthly fee, and Steam, you better freaking not. But they don't, and that's really cool. And I hope they never do. Right? So that is one of the big advantages of PC over Xbox or over console, is that you don't have to pay monthly service fees to play your thing. Now where is my sub? Oh, it is way over there. Man, I parked this thing so friggin' far out, I don't even know. Like, it is way out there. Like, there's the Aurora. I am like off the nose of the Aurora and down. But I'm also next to one of those portals that when you beat the game, you can use it to teleport quickly around the map. So I'm near one of those. I figured, it's a good place, and I haven't ever built over there, so let's build over there. Sorry, got all sidetracked. So Game Pass, the cloud gaming. Dude, I played, it's crazy. If you connect your wireless Xbox controller via Bluetooth to your phone, super easy to do. you can literally use your phone anywhere that has a even moderate cell phone connection, 4G, you know, at least better than half bars, or 5G if you got it in your area. I'm in the rurals. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I get 4G. I get 5G when I go to the big city, right? I can still cloud game on my freaking phone. I can set my Samsung Galaxy 25 Ultra up on the table, get my controller out, and I can just play. And that is, to me, that is absolutely incredible. I can play Subnautica on my phone, streaming with this Game Pass thing. And I know people that have played Game Pass, the thing I was talking about tiers earlier, were saying with the lower tiers you had to wait. I have not experienced that. I have not experienced having a queue to play my games. And I don't know if that's just because they're trying to show it off and you get like a month of no queues, and then all of a sudden they're going to start ratcheting down the queues, and every time you try to play you got to sit for 20-30 minutes to wait for your part in the line to get to where you can play a game. I haven't seen that yet. I'm just saying I have not experienced that, and I have played 5 or 6 times on cloud gaming on my phone, and I've played probably a half dozen times on the Xbox. So it's really cool. I was playing Subnautica via cloud gaming on my Xbox before I decided, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and download it. And it looked incredible. It didn't look quite as good. The visuals were a little bit blurry, but utterly playable. Utterly playable. Completely enjoyable. The people have been talking about the delay in control between the you know, basically a delay in your input controls. I didn't notice that at all on Subnautica with my controller. I did notice a little bit of it when I tried to play. Oh shoot, what was it? Anyway, it was a first-person shooter. I tried to play a first-person shooter on there, and it played, but there was a bit of a delay on it. I'm not going to soft serve that. But overall, wow, it is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And if if you're kind of like me, you get gaming ADD and you want to be like, well, I know I got all these games installed, but man, I'd really like to play some Stalker 2. Freaking load up some Stalker 2. You don't have to install the dang thing. So why not, just freaking give it a shot. There we go. There we go. Building this thing up a little bit stronger. So this whole Game Pass thing, this whole cloud gaming is super cool, but they're still freaking, they're ruined, dude. I can't fathom what the thought process is to freaking destroy what they've done such a good job building. So anyway, timing, right? We're talking about timing here. Xbox has hobbled themselves. Avandrew Hurst, hello, how's it going? Sorry, I just saw your comment. So for Xbox to be doing what they're doing, raising prices, not offering a ton of features that really make it worth that doubling of the price, talking about making a PC/console, but it's going to be expensive. They're making a bunch of poor decisions. And then you have Steam. You have this, I can't say shadow dropped because it wasn't really shadowed out, but you have this surprise announcement from Steam. And it was a surprise to me. Some people who were more in the know than I am, maybe they weren't surprised, but I was freaking gobsmacked. I was like, what the crap are you talking about? The Steam Machine, right? The Gabe Cube. And the new controller and the VR, and what on earth are we doing? And then the only information we don't have right now is price point. But if they price this thing right, if they price this freaking Gabe Cube as right around where the Xbox Series X was, $400, $500, it was $500, $500 or even $600 or $700, that will be absolutely unavoidable. It will be massive. They look to make a ton of money Not instant chats. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Chat away. I'm totally open. I'm just kind of chatting about Xbox and being a PC gamer, and then going to console, and now I'm looking at going back to PC because freaking Steam machines and their announcement are blowing my mind. But they have to, talk about the price. They've got to get that price right. But if anybody is going to do it right, it's going to be Steam. It's going to be Valve, right? So, man, they are in a position right now. It is their gaming environment to lose. Now, why is this Steam machine in a better position than the new Xbox for doing basically the same thing? PC going to console going to PC, right? We're kind of meeting in the middle with this technology. Why does it sound like Steam has a better chance to make this work than Xbox? Well, because Steam is first in the marketplace to show off what they want to do, to offer a visual component, right, of what may be coming. Like, hey, look at this. This is what we're doing. Whereas Xbox is all talk at this point. Steam has showed a physical device, and there's a ton of YouTube videos on people breaking it down, opening up the components, talking about what it is. It is not the most powerful gaming computer in existence. That's not the point of this thing. But it is a TV compatible, computer compatible. You can play it on a monitor. You can play it on your TV in your living room. It's made to be played on your TV in your living room, as well as be a computer with your monitor. It is checking all of these different boxes, and they have it in their hand. Xbox is like, well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this, but first we're gonna raise a whole bunch of prices and not give you a whole lot in return. And Xbox or Steam is like, or Valve is like, dude, here it is. I have it in my hand. Take a look, try it out, see what you think. We're first in the market to do it, and if they can price this thing right, the pricing has been a ton of conjecture. I've heard everything from like $399, $400, which no, that's ridiculous, to $1,000 or plus, right? But if they price this thing right, this could be it is their market to lose, and I'm so excited to see where they go with this. Their new controller looks cool. I've never tried the trackpad features before. I don't know how that's gonna be. I love my Xbox controller. Absolutely love this thing. But that's that's a whole nother rabbit hole of planned obsolescence. If you guys are not familiar with the term planned obsolescence, it is the business practice of making a device that expires, that stops working. Think light bulbs. There's a light bulb somewhere in California in like a firehouse or something that has been on for like 100 years. It has never burned out. And that is with 100-year-old tech. You cannot tell me, we know for a fact, it's not even you can't tell me. We know for a fact that the technology exists to make a light bulb last practically indefinitely forever. And these companies are not going to do that. Why are they not going to do that? Well, because then you never have to buy another light bulb. And that's money out of their pocket. And they don't want that. So they do this thing called planned obsolescence. And it's actually a business model. Man, I can't even see the front of this thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, gosh, I can't see it. There it is. Oh, it's so dark. There we go. So this planned obsolescence thing it's literally planning to make something break. Like designing it to fail so that somebody has to buy a new one, so they can keep making money off of it. As a business model, it makes sense. As a consumer, it is the apex. It is the freaking pinnacle of frustration. And I have felt that no more painfully than in my freaking Xbox controller. I swear to God, every 6 months I have to buy a new controller because either one of the buttons, usually a shoulder button, is failing, or the dang controller sticks are drifting. And that drift, because it's not consistent, You'd be playing, you'd have a good time for like 10, 15 minutes of gameplay, everything's going perfect, and all of a sudden your character is just going to the left. And you're like, oh my god. Dude, that makes me want to huck this freaking controller so hard, so far. Dude, no. Just stop. This planned obsolescence thing is horse crap. Well, no, it's just, part of having a controller, and there's technology now that'll fix it. Dude, Sega Saturn. If you guys remember, Sega Saturn, and I believe it's a Saturn, had a controller that had Hall effect thumbsticks. That had the magnetic thumbsticks that are much more resistant to drift. I won't say don't drift. Things do break down over time, but man, you're talking years and years and years of a controller, whereas 6 months. And I'm not playing this thing 24 hours a day. I'm playing this thing maybe conservatively, I myself am playing on my controller, my personal controller, 3 hours a week. Conservatively, 3 hours a week. Not conservatively, 5 hours a week. Like, I am not putting a ton of time into this controller. And within 6 months, the doggone thing is drifting and breaking. And I'm not dropping it. I'm not hucking it, even though I want to. I am very careful with my tech because it is difficult with my priorities to justify buying a new controller. Full disclosure, I am actually playing on my kids' controller right now because my controller is drifting. And I cannot justify buying a new one at this point. So I have to put up with the drift. I don't know what that yellow spot is, but I'm assuming that's probably something big and bad. So, planned obsolescence is absolutely infuriating. And then you have Steam, you have Valve, coming out with this controller that has not only Hall effect, but it has this upgraded Hall effect, this magnetic thing going on, whatever it is, TMJ, TB, TBS. I don't know. Trinity Broadcasting System. I don't know. They have some acronym for it, but it is like the next step up above Hall effect. That is supposed to give you even longer, more reliable usage. And I'm supposed to be happy with freaking Xbox and their trash butt computer or controllers when Steam is offering all of this, like, in their hand. Like, look, we have it. It's done. It's made. We're ready. We're going to launch this thing Q1 of 2026, and Xbox is still over here running their mouth about, well, we're going to do this, and it's going to be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to absolutely love it. Brother. Don't even start with me. Because, no, I don't have the time nor the patience. I need to put this, that's what I've been doing. I need to put this stuff inside my sub. It's asinine. Absolutely asinine what's going on. I can't even with it. So, really? There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So anyway, my point is, am I tempted by the Steam, by the Gabe Cube, Am I tempted by that? Oh, I absolutely am. If I had unlimited resources, oh man, you bet your sweet monkey I would be buying that thing tomorrow. Well, when it becomes available, right? The day it becomes available. Am I going to do that? No, I'm not, because I don't have the money for it, and because my Xbox Series X is still working, despite my frustrations with the controller. So, no, I'm not going to be upgrading at this point. Do I want to? Oh God, you have no idea. I would absolutely love to. But my point is, I am a staunch PC gamer. Been a PC gamer since I was a little child, and have absolutely loved everything about PC gaming. I went to console and I found, you know what? These console players are not crazy. There is something to this, and it's amazing and fun and worthwhile. And anybody that says you're not a gamer if you don't play on PC, or if they say you're not a gamer if you don't play on console, it's ignorant and stupid, because there is a lot to say for both. And the fact that Steam is coming back Valve is making this jump back into the market is so exciting to me. So exciting. And I may be going back to PC at some point. Now, it's going to be a while before I can afford it, and that's actually going to work to my benefit, because I'm going to know more walking into this, right? I'm going to have a better idea about what's working, what's, you always hear all the good stuff, you never hear the bad stuff until the product is shipped and you start getting honest reviews. Before I can afford to buy it, I'm going to have those honest reviews to look at. So that's a wonderful thing in my benefit as well. Being patient pays off. Also being poor, cheap, or unwilling to spend money on... Nope. You can bite my tail, you freaking poo head. So it's going to be to my benefit. But if you've ever been a PC gamer, or you've been a console gamer, and you wonder, well, what the heck, how is this person such a PC gamer, or how, what's the deal with consoles? Why do people even try when mouse and keyboard is such a better input? Or, why do people play on their computer when they could be playing on a much bigger screen? I've done both. And I've fallen in love with both. And I can tell you that both sides absolutely have their points, they have their merit, and we need to stop gatekeeping, right? We need to accept that console gamers are gamers, and PC gamers are gamers, and there's no right or wrong in this. It is... we have a lot more in common than we do against each other. So that's just kind of my point. That's kind of my point. I'm a PC gamer that went console, and I'm very likely going to be going back to PC at some point, especially if Xbox continues their stupidness, which it seems like they have no intention of stopping what they're doing right now. It's their it's their market to lose. That's fine. Valve is doing all the right things right now. Does that mean that they'll always do the right things? No, absolutely not. Never blindly trust anything, right? But if you are a PC gamer and you're like, I could never play on console, brother, give it a try. Just give it a chance, and you will absolutely shock yourself with how good it is, how wonderful it is to not have to stress and fuss and change. Some people enjoy it. Some people enjoy tinkering, and I was one of them. I used to put on these like alternative desktops onto my computer that had all these features that showed like core temperatures and showed all this information. And this is back in like Windows XP and Windows freaking Windows XP, Windows 7 back then, right? So I like tinkering, but when I have limited time, because my family needs me, and because I need my family, and because I'm prioritizing life over gaming, when I have a chance to sit down and game, I don't want to sit and tinker for 20 minutes to be able to play for 5. I want to be able to maximize the amount of time I am playing, and console does that. Console makes that work. So, just throwing that out there. Don't gatekeep, ladies and gentlemen. Let people enjoy good stuff, and it's good stuff. And if you're on console and you're like, I don't get this PC gaming, it is unbelievably enjoyable to finally hone your gaming experience and to fire up that computer and hear that freaking thing rev up like a freaking motorcycle and start playing games that you've never been able to play before. That's a cool feeling too, right? Not having to pay subscription fees is a cool feeling. So both have merits, and something else I was going to chat about, man. I'm a freaking freaking chatty about this. That's why I decided, you know what, we need to have a chat session, because it's been a while, and because I, you know, to be honest, I don't have anything new on my computer, on my Xbox right now, unless I want to get into like the Game Pass free to play games, which I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm all right. I'm all right. It is nice to be back in Subnautica, though. This is a game that just makes me happy. It is. This game is my happy place. I'm gonna throw one of those right there. There we go. And then we open this up and we throw one of these in there. And pretty soon we'll have more fuel than we can stuff into this thing. Eventually, I'm going to be getting a nuclear process, or a nuclear power station on this thing. I'm going to start building. That's what I was going to do. I was going to look for quartz. I'm going to start building a whole bunch of storage here, so I can start organizing things. First, we got to find some quartz or some copper. Oh, I could use copper because I am almost out of battery on my my little scoot, my little Sea Glide. And being out of battery for my Sea Glide is a bad position to be in, because I may need to move quickly if I don't pay attention to how much air I have left, and I don't want to die. I went the longest time on this playthrough so far without dying. I've died once. Class. That's what I needed. I've died once on this playthrough, and it was because I was inside of one of those stupid little crashed wreckage things. And it was the one with the really squirrely, everything's going every which way, like air ducts that you have to swim through, and ended up getting caught in a false pocket kind of thing. Got turned around and didn't make it. I made it outside, but I didn't make it to the surface before I freaking died. So let's see how far away I am. I'm pretty far away. We're gonna scoot back. There's a stalker way in the heck out here. That's kind of weird. So I'm past that mesmer. Fortunately, it didn't bother me. That mesmer there. Dude, I hate mesmers. One of my next streams I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to do friggin' Stalker 2. I understand we just had release 1.7 or something like that, and it is supposed to be huge. So I'm gonna have to let's do it this way. I'm gonna have to get involved in that. I'm gonna have to share that because I love that game in much the same way that I love this game. Oh, I don't have either? What? Oh, I have titanium. I just don't have any glass. Lame. I have to go out and find some more glass. Let's go. Oh, it's not getting too dark. It gets dark as crap here pretty dang quick. Let me take this thing. I can't go very deep, but I can travel a lot further. We're looking for quartz. What is that? Is that lithium? Oh, is that lithium? So, I'm looking for good stuff, but lithium you can't pass up. That stuff is so vital, and it's such a pain in the butt to find unless you're in that like table coral forest or whatever the heck that thing is. It is difficult to find lithium unless you know, your other option is to have the prawn suit, which I have. The prawn suit, which I haven't unlocked yet, because I don't have the plasma cutter or laser cutter or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you can get lithium off of stuff like that, unless that's lead. I don't know. They all look the same to me sometimes. Oh, hey, we got some wreckage over here. Have I explored this? No, I have not explored this. Look at that. Alien containment. Well, heckin' pickle, yeah. Let's go. All right, we got some good stuff there. We got nothing in there. And, yeah, can't do that yet. Actually, I think I do have the recipe for that now. I just haven't built it. I could be wrong, but I just think that's where I'm at. Open it up. There we go. What is that? Water filtration machine. I need that. Give it to me in one. Give it to me in one. Give me one. Just give it to me in one. Oh, yeah. Does that mean I got it? Can I build it?
New blueprint acquired.
I know I should probably be doing this in my ship, but I'm excited if I have that, because that thing is... Where the heck did I... Nope, nope. That thing is handy as all heck. Water filtration machine. There it is. Aerogel. Oh, I gotta go down to the bottom and get some of that stuff. Oh, I can put a vending machine. Shut up. Cute. All right. Well, this was useful. Oh crap. This is why I die in these things, because I'm like, ooh, squirrel. Oh, I'm back outside. Dang it. Good. Good. Dark out here again. Man, this place down here is always dark. Alright. Let me in. But yeah, no, Stalker 2 is supposed to have had this big update that is feature rich and really changes how the game plays. So I'm like, dude, count me in. I love me some Stalker. I played Stalker since Shadow of Chernobyl. What in the heck are those? Coral shell plate. Ooh. Did that give me table coral? Coral tube. Oh, okay. I don't care about that. I'm just gonna spit that out. Stop hitting my ship, you weirdo. Looking for quartz. Stop getting distracted. Oh, he's sleeping in there. Aw, he's sleeping in there. Oh, I'm gonna scan him because him sleeping. Oh, I've already scanned him. Okay. I've never gotten that close to one of these things. These things are ugly as heck. Good lord. Stay away from my shit. Weirdo. Keep seeing those little pink things and I'm like, ooh, aerogel. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That's not them yet. I need the gel sacks and I think they have those little pink dots on them, but those are not them. Those are just little flower plant things. Eventually I'm gonna run into a Leviathan because I am in a very dicey area. I know this will happen, and I know I'll be upset when I do. But, oh gosh, that's so deep. I hate it. Oh. I haven't even seen a Ghost Leviathan in this playthrough yet. Have you guys killed a Ghost Leviathan? Have you guys done that yet? I've done it a couple of times. The easiest way to do it that I have found is with the prawn suit and the grapple hook. Grapple hook on one arm and the drill arm on the other. You grapple to the thing's freaking butt as it circles around. The easiest way to do it is down in the caves, down at the in-game content. Grapple onto its freaking butt and then just drill the ever-loving crap out of it. It'll slap you off, you'll go flying, relatch on, and keep doing it. Eventually, and I mean eventually, you will kill it. Pretty dang cool. It's gotta be a little tenacious. Nothing wrong with tenacity, I'll tell you what. Is that one of those weird peeper things? I know that's an eye. So apparently there's some weird peeper thing that's like down in the caves and stuff that has the highest fuel level rating of anything to put into the bioreactor. Eventually I want to get rid of the bioreactor and replace it with a nuke, but this game's scary. This game's scary. It is over this way. We got like a black smoker over here. That's cool. As long as I stay by the rocks. Who am I kidding? I'm still gonna die. Nuclear reactor fragment! Oh, I need that. I need it! I need 2 more. Apparently we're in the right place. That is some sloppy sounds going on up there. You should be ashamed of yourself. We're definitely not going to be able to get to the bottom of this.
Maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Ouch. That was that the ghost. Did you guys see that? There it is. Nope, I hear teleporters. You're not sucking me out of my ship when there's a freaking Reaper right there. Ooh, I am gonna get that though. I'll put myself out of my ship for that. Ooh, is that another piece? Is that the other piece? Is that the other piece? Oh, let's go. Shut up. I'm doing good stuff here. I hear you fussing over there. I don't care. Yeah, baby, nuclear reactor. Let's go. I even got a little bit of uranium on me too. So let's freaking go. That is a worthwhile build. Shut up, lady. Shut up, lady. Shut up, lady. Yeah, I heard you. Think you're spooky? You're just dumb. Get off me. Oh god, he is right behind me. Amp eels, do your thing. Freaking deal with that dude. Ain't nobody got time for that. Woo-wee. What do you think, guys? Did I get away? I think I did. Yeah. See, he's just a blowhard. Oh. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you. Very nice of you to say. I love this game. This game makes me happy. Alright, so this thing's running. And it's happy. I've got uranium. Uranium P-37. Alright. Do I have enough titanium to do? Yeah, I got enough titanium. Got enough light. There we go. Now, water filtration machine. Nuclear reactor. Advanced wiring, plasteel ingot, and lead. Oh, that's easy. I could do that. Alright. Oh, pup, what are you fussing at me for? I hear you. I do. Hi. Hello. You good boy. Yeah, you good boy. How do I pin the... I know I can do it with with the, just want to pin the freaking thing. I'm looking, I'm not seeing it. I know I can do it this way, and you gotta go all the way through this. Oh, right there. Pin. There we go. Okay. Plasteel. Alright. We're gonna do that. We're gonna boost this base up into the freaking space age. Let's go. First. Yeah, I think we need to go back over to my... Oh, come on. I need to go back over to my other base. My first, not even my base, my
All
capsule.
systems online.
It's almost 2 kilometers away. Yes, we're gonna go over there. That way we can gather all the stuff that we need. And load it up and bring it back. Nope. Let's go back. I think I'm going to need the extra storage, is what I'm doing here. I'm going to need the extra storage that this provides.
Captain. All systems online.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to need the extra storage this thing provides. But first I want to see if I can make a beacon. I need a piece of copper to do that. Yeah. Copper. Okay. Here. Grab this. Oh. I have to build I have to build it in here. Beacon. Okay. Okay. Let's call this gate. Base. Gate base. There we go. So, gate base. Okay, cool. That way I don't lose it. Because I'm taking all of my other things with me. And I do not want to misplace this base. Hi. My dog is like walking up to me and sticking his freaking ear against my cheek. Like, hey, you need to listen to me. I gotta go potty. Alright, out you go. It's a good boy. Punch, did you want to go outside? Punchy? She says no. Alright. You know, if you don't go out with him, then he's just going to sit there and fuss. Because he didn't have his big sister keep an eye on him while he takes a tinkle. Boy. Alright. So, we got that done. Let's get this thing moving. Actually was able to build, in this playthrough, I was able to build the Cyclops before I built a base. This has been pretty cool. Alright. We're looking at 500-meter depth. That's pretty good. What's that red? The reds are the bad ones, right? Let's see who this is. Is that Ampiel? Oh, maybe it's red by proximity then. Yep, it's that Ampiel. Huh. Alright, well, let's get going. It's my horn button. I'll have to actually have to look at it.
Warning. Creature attack.
Dang, he actually did some damage too. Oh, is that Ampiel? Huh. Apparently honking your horn at an Ampiel ticks him off. Who knew?
Warning. Creature attack.
Really? Man, these Ampiels are jerks. Yeah, there's a Reaper. That guy will be a problem. What is that? Oh, that's the front of the Nautilus. Or not the Nautilus, the yeah, whatever the ship is. Well, he's snuggling on me, but he's not actually doing any damage at this point. Whoa! Whoa! I am surfing. This is new. I am surfing a freaking dude. That's different. Wow! And then he vanished. I feel like I'm still kind of cattywampus though. I'm definitely cattywampus. What in the heck? Climb out here, see what we got going on. Look, cattywampus. Okay, looks a bit cattywampus. Oh, good. Oh, good. He's still in the water with me. That's great.
Creature attack.
Dang, he is not leaving me alone. Take a look back there. Alright, I think we're good. Whoa. Hi there. Don't mind me. Just passing through. Yep, there he is fussing. I'm alone out here, guys. Why would you do that? Alright, this is a pretty good little area to get some stuff. Let's lower down a little bit. Lord have mercy. I need to repair this thing. Damage. Okay, let's go deal with the damage before I sink my freaking ship. You have no idea how sad I would be if this freaking thing sunk. Where's the damage? Ah, there's the damage. Yes, I named the Orca and gave it a black and white color scheme. What about it? I'm trying to scare, dude. Apex Predator. I'm trying to scare these guys. With the Apex Predator from Earth. Alright. Came here for a reason. That was to get scrap metal. Shut up, lady. Yeah, I'll take that. Ooh, I'll definitely take that. We need that. We need glass. Bang! Let's go. Sorry guys, I should be chatting, but I just get lost in this game sometimes. It's so nice. I mean, yeah, it's like, the game can be terrifying, but on the other hand, it can be so peaceful too. It's just like, ugh. Ah, so good. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to chat about. Freaking Subnautica 2. Or the likelihood of it not ever coming to pass. Oh man, I don't know if I'd go that far. It feels like that. It's very easy to get into like a cycle of frustration, I guess. Just because of how the game's being so mismanaged, the production is being so mismanaged. It would be very easy to just kind of assume that it's not even going to happen. It probably will. It won't be the same. I mean, the people that created this game were fired, and now it's owned by a soulless freaking company out of, I think, Korea or something. That's clearly prioritizing money over any sort of artistic expression, which this game is without a doubt a labor of love. And it is endlessly frustrating to me to see them kind of wiping their butt with it. I mean, basically, not to be too crass, but good lord, what they're doing to this poor game is unmentionable. I'm pretty good on quartz. We just need a lot more titanium. I have enough titanium on me? No, I don't have any titanium on me. I need to take some titanium and build some storage. Put some of this in there instead. Alright, that's what for that. Okay. So what I've found is this area over here is actually really good for those. So you do it that way. They're not banging on my ship. That. Okay, fair enough. Shoot out the lithium. Kind of not very well organized at the moment. Need to fix that, but not right this second. Right now, we're just gonna move titanium and quartz. Alright, so we're gonna continue farming this area. But yeah, no, freaking Subnautica 2, guys, if you guys have not been watching the drama involved in this, it's been court cases, and it's been lawsuits, and hate and discontent, and it's just been a whole thing, guys. It's been a whole thing, and it's sad. It's very sad to see kind of how things are going. As best as I understand the situation, and I've been watching videos from multiple different sources, I very well could be getting it wrong. Obviously, there's two sides to any story, and, you know, working where I work, you learn very... What the heck? Oh, yeah. Hey, bud. What are you? It says a giant mantis shrimp ghost freaking filling up my view screen. Anyway, you know, I've been watching from multiple sources. I'm not trying to get all my information from one side, but, you know, working the career that I work, you learn very quickly that there's really three sides to any story. There's, you know, one side's perspective, the other side's perspective, and then the actual truth. And it's, you know, that's not trying to be rude. It's not calling anybody a liar. It's just saying that people see things differently, and it is human nature to try to make oneself look better than one actually is, right? I mean, it's just human nature. It's human best interest to, you know, try to smooth off the rough edges of oneself when discussing a situation, right? I mean, it's nature. But as far as I can tell, as far as the situation is that I can tell,
30 seconds.
the company that the company that made Subnautica was purchased, or the developer that was the overarching company is now a company called Krafton, which is a company out of Korea, South Korea, I believe. And Krafton purchased the company. I believe the purchase of Subnautica's developers because they make an excellent product, right? And so it sounded like initially they were offered $250 million bonus if they could get their game public, like produced, at least playable, by the end of 2026 or 2025 rather. I think it's 2025. Either way, it seemed like a kind of a difficult goal, but it really wasn't, because these guys are good and they're getting their stuff done. They know what they're doing. And what they were doing wasn't reinventing the wheel. They were taking what worked with Subnautica and making it on a grander scale, right? Better graphics, better, better story, better everything. Just trying to recapture the magic of Subnautica, which they missed with Subnautica Below Zero, in my opinion. I did not enjoy Below Zero anywhere near as much as I enjoy just straight up Subnautica. So anyway, they're working on that, and the company, Krafton, allegedly decides that they are not keeping up to that Subnautica's developers are not keeping up to their end of the bargain and are dragging their feet, and so they fire them. Now, Subnautica's developers are saying that not only is that a lie, but we were ready and on schedule to release the open beta of the game as they did with Subnautica, as they did with Below Zero, in accordance with the agreement, and we're standing ready to make that $250 million. And the reason that they were fired was because the company was trying to save money. Not the company, but the Krafton was trying to not pay them out the money that they had earned. I was not a fly on the wall on that. I don't know anything about it. Everything I have heard is hearsay. But it unfortunately does make a lot of sense. Just judging by the information that was released by the devs of Subnautica, it looked like they very much were on board to put this thing out to the public and make it playable and make that bonus money. And all of a sudden they're fired. And not only were they fired for not doing what they were supposed to be doing when they were clearly ready to put this thing out to the public. Krafton said it was not ready to go out to the public, and not having the playable build in my hands, I can't say who's lying and who's not. Right? I want to side with the Subnautica devs, obviously, because I love what they've made, and they have a history of making really great things. And to me, it seems pretty obvious that a big soulless company is going to soulless company. I mean, that's not even complicated. Not even, disputable at this point, that it is very, very likely that what the Subnautica devs are saying happened actually happened. But, I can't say for sure. I wasn't there. But again, I want to side with Subnautica devs because I love the product that they make, and I can see clearly their passion that went into this product. So it's frustrating. So they were fired, and now you hear that, and not even here, you see the release, the press release, that Krafton wants to be an AI first company. So they go not only from removing the artists, the developers who made the first game, such a work of passion and art, to going with the absolute soulless direction of AI first. Like, wow, can you not like have any sort of understanding of your market? Because that is beyond embarrassing. That is frankly criminal. The level of disrespect they're showing their client base. That not only do they get rid of the artists that make the game, but then they replace it with AI. Dude, brother, no. Don't do that. Like, that is absolute suicide. So do I think Subnautica 2 is even going to happen? I don't know, guys. I really don't. Like, if it does happen, is it going to be worth playing? That's the crux of it. Like, if it even does exist, is it going to be soulless and disgusting because it's freaking AI?
Welcome aboard,
Guys,
Captain.
I don't know.
All systems on.
I don't know. I'm nervous. I will freely admit that I don't know where this is going, but I don't think it's going anywhere good. So, Crafton has a lot of ground to cover, and a few plushies being sold online is not the direction it needs to go. We'll go with that. How about that? Anyway. Don't mean to get all doom and gloom on you guys. That's just kind of where my thought process is on all this. It is bad juju. Bad juju. If you're looking at buying Subnautica 2 when it comes out, I would at minimum wait until the reviews come out. Let people with you know, reviewer money try it out first, in my opinion, because there's a very good chance that this thing is going to go bad and not be worth anybody's money. So just be cautious. Be cautious with your money. As I explained earlier in the video, prioritize a lot of things over gaming. So when it comes to gaming, the money that I do have to use is precious, and I am not willing to waste it if I can avoid it. So that being said, I also urge you guys to be cautious with your money. Times are expensive, and let's do that. All right, and it may not be a good time to just frivolously throw money at a game because we're excited for its release, right? Subnautica, I don't know what's going on with Subnautica, but these guys are getting stuck in holes a lot. I guess I already did scan them. It's kind of weird, not gonna lie, weird. So apparently, I watched a video. I shouldn't have done it, but I watched the video. Apparently the best way to get stalker teeth is to throw a grav trap out. And, oops. I have to go here pretty quick. Throw a grav trap out in this biome in particular, where the stalkers are moving metal around. And when they pick up metal, it'll automatically snatch up their teeth and hold it up where you can easily see it instead of losing it in the grass and stuff. Like, dude, that's pretty cool. So I may need to invest in a grav trap is what I'm saying. Alright. Yeah, so anyway, I've got to get going. I've got other stuff I got to do today. It has been way too long. Man, my work schedule is just not conducive to streaming right now. So I'm barely getting in maybe every other week because there's just so much other things going on. Again, my priorities are most certainly my family. It doesn't mean that I'm not appreciative of you, my viewers, my friends, my followers. You guys all know, I've said it a million times, I don't do this, I don't stream for money. I don't do it for fame. I am doing this as just kind of a running record for my kids in case something happens to me at work and they want to hear their dad's voice. Or, I am getting old. If I just keel over one day and they're like, man, I miss my dad, they could pop in one of my freaking streams on YouTube, because I back up everything up onto YouTube, and they can watch that and they can hear their old man rambling about God knows what, and hopefully it'll give them a little bit of comfort. That's pretty much the reason I do this. I also do this because I have some very close friends, some dear friends that live a long ways away that I haven't seen in forever, and this is kind of a way for us to kind of stay connected. So, but that said, I have picked up a few followers that for some reason don't seem to mind my rambling and have been here to kind of listen, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Again, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for follows. I'm doing this just because I want to, and it's because it's fun, and for my kids and for my friends. But if you want to follow, you can count yourself a friend of mine, and if you feel so inclined to check back in every once in a while and follow, man, you are so welcome. Always welcome. I do request, if you guys have a game you want me to look at and it's free or on sale, I will pick it up. And if it's not, I will wait until I can pick it up. But yeah, nah. This is fun for me, and I am deeply thankful to everybody that wants to hang out and watch. So anyway, I don't mean any disrespect that I have to cut this thing short, and I am sorry that I don't stream as much as I was previously. My home schedule is just not conducive at this time. My work schedule changes every 3 months, and so I'll go 3 months where I can just like game constantly because the kids are at school and I'm home and I got nothing to do. And then there's this kind of dry period where either I'm working while the kids are in school and I come home and it's family time, or like right now I'm working Monday through Thursday on nights, so I wake up just in time to catch up with my wife who just got home from work and pick up the kids and go, and I just don't have time to stream. I stream when I can, and because I do appreciate you guys, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm abandoning this account or abandoning you guys. I really appreciate it, but I've got to get running. Got stuff to do, so I will catch you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spending some time on a chat stream. I appreciate it. I hope there was something useful in there for you, and if not, I hope it was at least something to play in the background while you guys did other stuff. So I'll catch you guys later. Please be safe. We'll see ya.